will liberate you from all your sinful reactions. Ma suchaha, do not fear. So that's Krishna's conclusion. That's Krishna's final word in Bhagavad Gita about what he wants us to do. He says, give up all religion. Give up dharma. Dharma means the rules and regulations of religion. You don't need that. You don't need religion to come between you and me. You don't need a representative. You don't need a savior. You don't need an organization. Sarva dharman parityaja. Give up on all that. And mam ekam sharanam vraja. Just surrender unto me, he says. Personally, directly. By his name. And then what's he going to do? What's going to be his reciprocation? Aham tvang sarva papebhyo mokshayasham. I will remove all your sinful reactions. Do not fear. Masuchaha. In other words, this is for real. Don't think I'm going to cheat you. Don't be fearful. Do it. And you'll experience the result. So that's what we say. Chant the name of Lord Krishna, and you will experience for yourself that he responds, that he reciprocates, that he will give you, for any effort that you make, he will give you far, far more than you could ever imagine in response. But I'll tell you what, the thing not to do is, don't try to get over on Krishna. Don't try to cheat Krishna. Don't try to use Krishna for your own selfish gratification, because Krishna is much smarter than you are. And he can't be cheated. He knows everything. Cheating means a lie. Oh, I'll pretend to serve you, but actually I'm serving myself. It's like the people who want a big position in some religious organization. So they pretend to serve Krishna so that people would trust them, but they wind up just exploiting them. So this kind of cheating, Krishna doesn't like at all. So what does he do? He gives them something artificial. Just like they're giving him something artificial, so he gives them something artificial called religion. Religion appears externally to be like devotional service, but it's actually not devotional service because the motivation is for our own selves. So Krishna gives the process of religion. There are so many religions in the world. There's a Vedic religion, there's a Hindu religion, there's a Muslim religion, Christian religion, so many other religions. But the common thing in all those religions is, let me do something for God so that I get some benefit, so that I get some result, something that I want. And when we approach God in that way, God says, oh, here's someone pretending to be engaged in devotional service. So I'll pretend to give them the result. This is called the booby prize. In contests, sometimes, people who want to be politically correct, it's like everybody wins, right? So the real winner gets the real prize, and then everybody else gets the booby prize. It looks like a prize, but actually what it means is you lose. So this is religion. Religion is the booby prize. Religion, economic development, sense enjoyment, and liberation, these four principles, are actually the booby prize of spiritual life. It means you didn't get it, sorry, but here's your consolation prize. A few million years in the heavenly planets. Enjoy, because it's all temporary. It seems very nice, and people will spend their whole lives chasing after these things. But in the end, it's all temporary. So the real prize, the real goal in religion is love of God. Because love of God is unconditional, it's eternal, and it gives amazing, unlimited bliss. So not any amount of religious formalities and rituals, and nor any amount of economic development or any big position in this world, whether in the mundane world or even in the religious ecclesiastical hierarchies or whatever, and no amount of mundane knowledge, no amount of sense enjoyment, sense gratification in any of the three modes, and certainly no kind of liberation will give the same pleasure as love of God, because love of God is completely unconditional. It's completely spontaneous. It springs from the heart naturally. So when we give this kind of love to God, He reciprocates by giving Himself. This is the real prize of spiritual life. When God gives Himself to the devotee, nobody else can give this to you. Only God. So to get this prize, we can only approach God directly. Not through any religion, not through any organization or any philosophy or anything. We have to approach God directly as a person, as another spiritual living entity, and give our love. And then He reciprocates by giving Himself. There's a famous passage in the Srimad Bhagavatam where the gopis approach Krishna. And they say, well, you know, you ought to associate with us. You ought to come and dance with us in the forest. And Krishna says, well, actually, I can't repay you for your service. There's nothing that I can do. I can't, I'm obligated, I'm incapable of repaying you, because there's nothing in the three worlds, nothing in my creation that is of equal value to the service you've given. So you just have to be satisfied with that service itself. And the gopis say, well, Krishna, actually, we just want you. We don't want anything else. We don't want religion. We don't want to be famous. We don't want to have a lot of wealth. We don't want to even have knowledge or, exalted position of being guru or anything like that. We just want to love you. So you have to be here so we can love you. That was their only request to Krishna. Even though he may have offered them so many other things, like Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj, when Lord Nrsingadev appeared to him, Lord offered him all kinds of benedictions. I'll give you anything you want, any benediction at all. Just ask. And Prahlad said, well, actually, I don't want any benediction. I just want to be engaged in your devotional service eternally. This is a real devotee. This is a real transcendentalist. This is the real thing. He didn't say, oh yeah, I want this, I want that, I want a big kingdom, I want lots of money, yeah, I want all this stuff. No. He didn't even say, I want liberation, I want to go live in the spiritual world. No. He didn't want any of that. He wanted to be able to love the Lord in His personal form forever. Here he is in the presence of God. God is saying, here, whatever you want, just ask, no problem. And Prahlad is saying, no, I just want you. That should be our mood. That's the mood of a devotee. That's the mood of someone who has access to eternal bliss, eternal happiness. Because he has Krishna. Actually, Krishna is there. Krishna is present everywhere. So he's already present within our hearts as the super soul. He follows us around. We don't go anywhere without God. We couldn't get away from Him even if we tried. And we have tried, that's why we're here. So, let's accept this truth and start acting like God is present. And reciprocate with him. Love him from within your heart. And he'll reciprocate from within the heart. And then you'll have this wonderful relationship that will never end. And this is devotional service. This is the real meaning of the esoteric teaching. This is the real goal of spiritual life. This is what everybody is talking about, what everybody is speculating about, what all the scriptures are teaching, what all the religious processes in the world are actually based upon. Religion is simply a false reflection of actual devotional service, actual love of God. Was Jesus a member of a religion? No. No, he was independent. The religion was based on his activities, on his teachings.